it's come to this. Yes, I know I'm late. Yes, I know loads of people have done it already and created videos like this. But one thing I haven't seen much of is theories. Yes, that's right. Today I'm going to be composing my theory for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now, this is probably going to be the most difficult theory I have covered on this channel so far, so bear with me on this video and all the lore and things I'll talk about today. I'm also going to include in this video the complete timeline of Five Nights at Freddy's up until Security Breach. I'm going to be breaking down the trailer of Security Breach and any other information we have received leading up to its release later this year. And I will compose my theory as we go and then talk a lot more towards the end, so be sure to stick around. But with that intro stuff out the way, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, comment down below any theories you have about Security Breach, and if you enjoy this video and any other topics you would like me to cover on the channel sometime in the future. Anyways, without any further ado, let's do this. So first I'll give you the complete timeline. It all started in between the 70s and 80s. Henry, Emily and William Afton started a business called Fredbear's Family Diner, home to two animatronics, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, designed with a technology called spring locks, allowing someone to use the animatronic as a costume, as Henry and William did not have enough money for either a costume or a mechanical animatronic, so Henry combined both. Then time passes and their business is doing really well, and both decide to work on some new projects. Henry started the Fredbear and Friends cartoon, whilst William opened a new establishment called Circus Baby's Pizza World, where William is free to do whatever he wants, and that's when his true goal starts to unravel. Ever since the beginning, William's goal was to gain immortality, and he designed the Funtime animatronics to help him achieve this. The animatronics like Baby, Balloon Boy, JJ, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, Funtime Chica, Bonbon, Biddy Babs, Minarinas, they were all designed to capture children for William's scheme. In 1983, William opened Circus Baby's Pizza World, and he brings his daughter Elizabeth Afton and his son, who we recently uncovered is called Evan, or we think he's called Evan. Most of you know him as the crying child. Well, anyways, lay up there, and Elizabeth asked to see the animatronic Baby. However, William says no, leading to Elizabeth sneaking to see Baby and end up getting scooped by Baby, murdered on the launch day of Circus Baby's Pizza World. So Circus Baby's Pizza World was closed on that day. All the Funtime animatronics were retired in an underground bunker that we later go and explore in sister location decades later. And you might wonder why I said the crying child Evan came with Elizabeth and William. Well, that's because we know he sees Elizabeth get scooped by Baby, because when we play Fanathri 4, you notice that Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare both have mouths on their stomach, and that links to his sister, as he remembers her being killed by Baby, and in his perspective probably thought she was being eaten through Baby's stomach, hence the mouths on the stomachs of the Nightmare animatronics. Let me move to the first game in the timeline, Fanathri 4, where it's quite simple at this point. Soon after the death of his sister, he has a birthday party at Fredbear's Family Diner. His older brother Michael and three other bullies accidentally kill him by sticking him in Fredbear's mouth, which we know as the Bite of 83. Before this period, we see him having bad dreams with his favourite characters from Fredbear and Friends, who terrorize him and take on this nightmare look. And he has these dreams because his brother scares him with the Foxy mask, and obviously his sister's death causes these nightmares. Time passes and William and Henry's partnership ends. William takes off whilst Henry sells the rest of his business to Fazbear Entertainment, who would use the four main animatronics we know and love: Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, Foxy the Fox Pirate. They debuted in their first pizzeria in 1985. The next event in the timeline is the 6 children murdered: Gabriel, Susie, Fritz, Jeremy, Cassidy, and Henry's daughter, Charlotte, or Charlie from the book series. William then goes on to dress up in the Spring Bonnie animatronic suit and kills all 5 children except Charlie. I'll talk about that in a sec. He kills Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, and Fritz, and Cassidy, and stuffs them into the suits. Gabriel is Freddy, Jeremy is Bonnie, Susie is Chica, Fritz is Foxy, and Cassidy is Golden Freddy. And I just said Charlie wasn't murdered in the back office. She was killed in a drive-by, and then went on to possess the puppet, who at the time was a security system, before she was repurposed into the one we know from FNAF 2. Now, the reason William did this is because he discovered his daughter Elizabeth possessed Baby, as you notice the eye colour change from before and after the scoop. So he decided to experiment with this by killing the children and seeing if they would possess the new animatronics, and his experiment was successful. William is then taken to court, but they can't prove anything, so he's let go. Freddy Fazbear Pizza is shut down because the animatronics start to stink and leak blood and mucus. Now we move into FNAF 2. 2 years later, after the closing of Freddy Fazbear Pizza, the business makes a brand new pizzeria, and the toy animatronics are created with facial recognition to prevent any more tragedies like the previous incidents. BB and JJ are brought back, and the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are brought in as well. Jeremy Fitzgerald takes up the night guard job, whilst William returns as a security guard, but works a day shift and kills 5 more children. William flees before anyone could do anything, and Jeremy is then bitten by Mangle in an event known as the Bite of 87. And the pizzeria closes and the toy animatronics are scrapped. Another pizzeria is made, and the withered animatronics have their circuit boards replaced into the new Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, which are the same animatronics from FNAF 1, but different from the withered, as their endos are so different, and that's why they try and kill you, because the souls of the children are trapped in the circuit boards, like how William uses the circuit board from the Spring Bonnie suit to then return when it was scanned into VR. And after realising this, William returns and takes each animatronic apart, as shown in FNAF 3, because he has figured out that the souls are stored into the circuit boards, and he tries to find out why. He eventually figures it out and puts his soul into the Spring Bonnie circuit board. However, by taking apart the animatronics, he releases the spirits, and they trap him in the Spring Bonnie suit, and the spring locks shut on William, and he dies in the Spring Bonnie suit. Next in the timeline is Sister Location, and these come after the closures of the Freddy Fazbear pizzerias from the first game, and we know that this comes after that event, and that's because Han Unit says,
due to the massive success, and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment.
In this game we play as Michael Afton, the crying child's brother, and William Afton's only remaining living child. He was sent by his father to rescue Baby and free her from her location. And we know that from the cutscene where Michael says, "I found her, I put her back together just like you asked me to. She's free now." So we know that this place has been active for years due to the Han Unit, etc. The Funtime animatronics have been rented out for private parties and have been capturing kids like they have been designed to, being why they are all possessed. On the final night, they combine into Ennard and scoop Michael and wear his body as a suit. Eventually, Michael's body starts to rot and Ennard leaves, and Michael somehow survives. This is because of Remnant. As we see on the blueprint of the scooper in FNAF 6, the scooper injects Remnant into its subject, and that's how Michael is able to survive. And what is theorists believe is that Remnant is made out of multiple souls, and if injected prevents the host from dying, and can only be destroyed by fire. And our guesses are that William injects himself with this remnant before the spring lock failure, so he was able to survive. So basically, remnant prevents people from dying and only can be destroyed by fire. Anyways, moving on, we have Fanathri. 30 years after the closure of Freddy Fazbear Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment creates Fazbear Fright, the horror attraction, as an amusement park, and they recover Springtrap and include him in the attraction. You presumably play as Michael, and after night 6 he burns down the restaurant. However, Springtrap escapes. Now we move into FNAF 6, where Henry returns after like 50 years, and he and Michael come up with a plan to complete everything. They lure the 4 remaining animatronics: Springtrap, who is now Scraptrap, the puppet who was captured by Lefty, Scrap Baby, who split apart from Ennard, and Molten Freddy, who is what remains of Ennard. They lure them to the new pizzeria. They run it for a few days before it's burned down and everyone dies. And this leads to Ultimate Custom Night, where Cassidy, the only soul who hasn't passed on, creates a purgatory for William, where he has to relive the nights with the animatronics from the previous games. One thing I forgot to mention was that 2 souls possess Golden Freddy: Cassidy and William's son Evan, who passed on in Fanathri, where the puppet gave him his happiest day, the birthday party he never had. However, Cassidy never did, so she still is unable to pass on, unlike Evan. Anyways, moving on, we have FNAF VR. So Fazbear Entertainment creates a game to revive the brand, and what we play is a game within a game, and they try and recreate what has happened these last few years. However, they scanned a circuit board that William had transferred his soul into, and he becomes an entity called Glitch Trap, where he tries to manipulate people into doing his bidding, and unfortunately this happens to Vanny as she is communicating with Glitch Trap in the DLC Curse of Dreadbear. Now we move into FNAF AR, where Vanny, who is an employee for Fazbear Entertainment, scans Glitch Trap's circuit board into the animatronics that attack you, and we know this from the email sent by Fazbear Entertainment workers, and that is also why I think that some of the skins in FNAF AR are canon, as the Fazbear Entertainment made them and made it so they could revive the brand, but Vanny sabotages them and Glitch Trap's circuit board causes them to malfunction. And all of this information leads into FNAF security breach. Okay, that's the first part of the video done. Now we break down what we have received regarding security breach. So first I'm going to play the 2 trailers we received. Here you go.
Gregory, your friends are worried about you. They're here with me. Please come out. Gregory, I may have lost my temper earlier, but it was just a glitch. It won't happen again. It's been such a difficult day for all of us. Why don't you come out and we can play a game together? It won't happen again. It was just a glitch.
Gregory, be still. I think she's found us.
When I first found you, you were nothing. You were small, pathetic. But now, you are more. Are you ready?
Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together. They won't stop hunting you. None of them will stop hunting you. We have to get you out by morning.
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, then you will. Both of you burn!
There is more going on here than you realize.
Okay, so in the first one, we see that Vanny is talking to a kid called Gregory, and she is trying to get him to come back to her, as she earlier lost her temper with him, and now he is hiding. She says it's just a glitch, hinting at Glitch Trap, and this plays over the Pizzaplex, which we will play in. Next we hear someone talking to Gregory saying, "Be still, I think she's found us," and that could be Glamrock Freddy, more on that later. Finally, we see Vanny's jump scare, ending the trailer. Okay, the second trailer shows us slowly zoom into Vanny's mask, while someone is talking saying, "When I found you, you were nothing, you were small, pathetic, but now you are more. Are you ready?" And this is definitely Glitch Trap talking to her about him wanting Gregory. Then we see footage of all the new animatronics. Glamrock Freddy, Glamrock Chica, Montgomery Gator, Roxanne Wolf, and the yet named Sun and Moon animatronics. We see 4 out of 6 of these trying to hunt down either Gregory or Vanessa, the new night guard. And you can hear Vanessa talking to Gregory, saying they are trying to hunt you and they're not going to stop hunting you. None of them will. Then we hear Glitch Trap speaking to Vanny, presumably, saying, "You will do as I say, you will bring me what I want, and if you fail me, then you will, both of you will burn." And during all of that we see Montgomery Gator, Roxanne Wolf, Glamrock Chica, and the Moon animatronic hunting someone and showing their characteristics. Then we see at the end a purple claw, whilst Vanessa says there is more going on than you realise, and we're left on a cliffhanger. Okay, last thing I'm going to talk about before the theory is these Funko Pops, one of Gregory inside Glamrock Freddy, and another of Vanny and Vanessa. And let's clarify something. Vanessa and Vanny are not the same person. They are 2 different people. So Vanessa is not leading Gregory astray. Or is she? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, the Freddy and Gregory one clarifies that in the first trailer, Freddy is talking to Gregory towards the end. And that just leaves the question, why? Well, I think someone has returned to possess Freddy to stop William from his plan. I think there's 2 logical choices. For the first being Cassidy. Now I think Cassidy could do this as she notices William has vanished from her purgatory and she has returned to do this, and the way this could happen is Fazbear Entertainment recover Golden Freddy and scan her circuit board into Glamrock Freddy, or she uses Agony to control Glamrock Freddy. And the reason I think this links to the toy animatronics, because I don't think they were possessed, I think they were controlled by Agony, because Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy appear in FNAF 2, and now I think they're created by Agony, because in FNAF AR, Shadow Bonnie appears because you collect enough Agony. So maybe that's what happened to the toy animatronics. They were controlled by Agony. I don't think they were put into the suit. because there was no mention of that when they were scrapped. So say if Cassidy does use agony, she could use it to control Glamrock Freddy, discover William's plan, and try and help Gregory escape before it's too late. My other option is Henry Emily, who could return and use agony as well to stop his old friend once again. However, I think Cassidy would be a much better choice. Now, another question worth answering is, why are the new animatronics trying to kill you? Well, the simple answer is, Vanny used William's circuit board to corrupt them, and that caused them to do this. And maybe Glamrock Freddy is also a part of this, but maybe the agony of either Cassidy or Henry is more powerful to override the programming. Now I'm going to talk about the claw. My theory on this is that Glitch Trap escapes VR because this claw resembles the Glitch Trap from Fanathri VR, the mobile version. So he could return as a purple spring trap, like the thing we see in Fanathri AR, this purple spring trap skin. And I think William's plan is to use a child, which happens to be Gregory, to return, and he could use Vanny to capture him. Also, I think Vanessa could be working with William and Vanny. Maybe Vanny suggested they needed more people to execute William's plan, and maybe Vanessa gains the trust of Gregory to then capture him and free William. One last question I'm going to answer: is Gregory a robot? And my answer is maybe. If he is a robot, I think he could have been created by William himself. And the reasoning for this is because he missed his son Evan after his death, and he created a robot to replace him and fill the hole of loss he had. But that's just my theory. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's my best option. It's the best thing I can think of, really. Wow, that was a very hard theory to do, so I hope you enjoyed, and please show your support by subscribing, sharing, turning those notifications on, and commenting your theories on what you think could happen, and if you agree with me. Anyways, this has been KP Theory. Until next time, keep on theorizing.